click on finish. Okay, once you have done that, TestNG library will be added here. Fine. So now see, you are getting this option, import test this package information. Because you are using TestNG annotation, that annotations package should be imported. Okay, once that is done, so indicate. So you can have even a plain method also while working with TestNG. So, but while executing, this particular method will not be considered to execute using TestNG concept. We'll see that later. So as of now, I'll make it test method. So now you have a login.java class file which has TestNG methods. Now it's a TestNG methods. So you can run this. So before running, just let me write something here. System out println. Pass. Okay, similarly I'll write all methods, test methods. Okay, so different code, login with invalid and login page okay. So now, so you can run this. So when you run, you will get a result. Okay, so let's see what kind of result you will get it. So you can run this in two ways. One is here, select this, run as TestNG. Okay, TestNG demo, right? Login. Okay, login scenarios. Okay, right click here. If you don't not getting that option here now, there is a refresh problem because since I have changed the name. So right click on this file and go to run as, and this time you will get an option called as TestNG test. Before we used to get run as Java application, right? Now since we don't have main method, we are getting this method, this option. Select and run this. Once you have run this particular test has been executed. It's a plain method, right? No action. Immediately you'll get report. So you'll get report like this. See here, login with invalid is pass. Login with page verification is pass. So all test outputs have been printed and all test methods, TestNG methods name with passed string is appended here. That means this is how TestNG report displays. Okay, so you will get one more type of result. See, the result you are getting on console is a standard output console which you are seeing. Okay, so first line we have a TestNG XML file. I will explain this later. What is this exactly? And your output and passed failed result and default test. Yes, this is a default test. Test name is default test, and there are 3 runs. Out of them, no failures and no skips. All these are the specific information, run information with respect to TestNG run, TestNG test run. Okay, so you have one more results of running class login. This is a TestNG report. Okay, select this. Now you see kind of readable result. So here you have a test default package. So you have default suite and default test. Remember this. You have a suite which is default. We have a suite which is test as default, and we have a login test which has 3 scenarios. Okay, eventually we should have 3 scenarios, but here it is displaying 2 scenarios. Okay, fine, let's understand later. So login invalid, login page verification. Correct, right? Now, so let's go back to console and understand an XML file. This XML path you are seeing, this is the file, TestNG XML file. TestNG XML file is nothing but it is TestNG suite. Okay, so you are executing this result like this. That means eventually this XML has this test information. We'll see this, copy this, go to run, go to this location. Okay, there's a TestNG custom suite.xml file. Open this, in Notepad++, you can see in a readable format. So note down, you should install Notepad++, because when you open any code, it will display in the readable format. Okay. See, this is the TestNG custom suite XML file. So it has tag like this, suite. Okay, it has always start from the tag, suite tag, suite tag, name is equal to default suite. That is what we have seen here. Okay, that's name is displaying here, and test is default test, and it has class. Inside we have a class, name is equal to login. This is our class name. Okay, so that is what we are seeing here. Default suite, default test, login, and login as test cases. Okay, when you come back to console, you have the same result here. Correct, right? You can clear this. So again you run and see the result. Every time it writes the fresh result. Okay, so this is the place where you can see the report. One is here, results of TestNG report here. So in the readable format. So you can see how much time has been taken each test cases to execute, how many pass, how many fail, how many skipped. Okay, if there are failed scenarios, those information will be displayed here, and summary of the execution. Okay, totally it has taken 14 milliseconds, and one class which contains 3 methods, test methods, and there is no excluded methods. We'll see all these things further while working on the real-time framework. Fine. So now you have understood creating TestNG method and running them. Correct, right? Now, so what I will do, what I was telling, you can uncheck this test. When you run this, now this particular test will not be executed because that is not a test result. That's not a TestNG report. TestNG method. Okay, because annotation has been removed or commented. Okay, see here there are only 2 results now. Correct, right? So this is how you can have in your TestNG class, you can have even plain method without having this annotation, test annotation. Okay, this is about the simple TestNG file. So now I'll create another TestNG class. So this we have seen by creating a normal class and converting your class, normal class, into TestNG class. Now we can create a TestNG class only. Go to new, others, there is an option called as TestNG. Expand this, select this, click on next. So this is the special type of class of TestNG. Class name you can give login test, and there are different type of annotations here. See here, before test, after class, before method, after method, before suite, after suite. So you can read, you can search information about this and understand. I will teach in my class, I will teach only the annotation which are required to work with TestNG, well, with Selenium. Okay, let's select after test and before test. Okay, sorry. So you should give it package name here, login suite. I will give you finish. Okay, so now this is how your class template looks. The whatever methods we have selected while creating TestNG class, so those methods have been created with those annotations. Okay, before test, after test, test. So what it does, quickly I'll write from test method. From before test method, from after test method. So when you execute, let's see the difference. You have executed this, right? So there is an exception, right? Okay, so I did a mistake, so this package is not proper one. Let me create a package in the source. So you also while creating TestNG suite, don't create package from the TestNG wizard. Okay, so just move and paste it here and remove this. Go same file and run this now. I was running from here, now this time I'll run from here. You can run from anywhere. So you get the result for the same test. See here now. See, you can observe the output which I am expecting here. See, test. First, from before test method as executed, and from test method, from after test method. Okay, so before test method is always executes before your test. After test method will execute after your actual test, wherever you have these methods, annotations. Okay, so to readable purpose you can use like this. So that's the use of before test and after test. Where we can use this before test, in test cases we will be having the preconditions which supposed to be done before executing the test cases. Those preconditions you can run here, like launching a browser, creating the Firefox object, maximizing the window, okay, setting the implicitly wait. All those settings information you can do in before test. And actual test case steps you can write inside the steps here. Correct, right? Inside the test, and after test closing the browser, so you can put it here. We'll see that how we can do now. So let's take a sample code of login. I will copy from the previous project which I had discussed in previous modules. Okay, login scenarios. I'll just copy login successful code. Okay, I will put inside the login with valid. Correct, right? So now it is asking these package informations. Just blindly you can. So as I told you, you can put this inside here. Okay, so and this also you can inside here. These steps are not specific to the test case preconditions. So why I am getting this error? Because this particular new project doesn't have the Selenium code jar files. Go to properties and build path, add external jars. You go to particular your Selenium library path, select everything, all jars, and blindly add it. Okay, once you have added, now that exception, that validations error have been gone. So still you have error here because this object is not visible inside this method. For that, what you have to do, very simple, this make it public. Okay, I'm just making this declaration driver variable which is referring the WebDriver interface as a public. Now this object is everywhere, it is visible. Correct, right? So if I run this, so what will happen? Login is passed. Okay, let me run. Just running. So now it launches the browser because this before test is executing now. It is launching the browser and maximizing it. Okay, I think something happened, so just let me close. What has happened here? So the driver is missing. Correct. Now let me again run this. See, while doing you will do this kind of mistakes, so don't get panic when you get an error or your test is failed. So go back to your code and then verify line by line, understand where you have done the mistake, because we are human beings, we are always do mistakes. Most of the times we do mistakes. We can correct by looking into our work again and again. We can minimize our mistakes. Okay, now execution has been done. See, now the result you can see here. See, there is some error, ignore that. So using TestNG report, TestNG class, you can run result like this. So because this error, because of this. Okay, so this run was failed, correct, right? Because no such element exception occurred here, unable to locate. So go to result of TestNG. See here, you can see here, it has been failed. You can see a red mark and failure exception. Failed test, this one test. Okay, select this failure exception. You can see that it will give you complete information, and summary, it will give you only one method is executed. Okay, so come back here. So I corrected now, so let me run this now again. Yeah, so now it is running. So application launch will be done. Application is launching. Now logged in. Execution is done. It is logging into the application. It is loading here. So now just close this. Manually we are closing it. Oh yeah. So sorry, I did mistake. I manually close it. Okay. So as I told you, in after test, what we can do? Driver and quit. We can use it. Okay, because I'm closing the browser, right? So these actual steps. Okay, right click again and run here. So please follow these steps, video steps one by one, and you will learn easily. So now see the result. Login is paused. This is message from here. Standard output message, and login with valid is passed. And default message is this, and go to report, and now you can see your test has been passed, green color. There is no exceptions. So along with this, in your project, once TestNG report is executed, each time you just go to your project, refresh it, and when you refresh, you'll get a new folder called as test output folder. Expand this and go to index.html, right click, open with web browser. Okay, so it will open, it will display a report in the chart format, in the regular format, which you can communicate to your team. Okay, take this URL. Okay, you can open this in a browser, any browser, and paste it here. It is loading. Okay, you can read from Eclipse as well. See here, show only one test has the particular test method, right? So that has been executed on this one. Only one test, right? And reports. You can see the login with valid and report output. We are not writing any output. Let's read this, the same index.html in the browser. See the result here. This is your result file. So what is the custom suite we are using, right? We are not creating our own test XML file. So we are using the default file. That's a location here, and chronological view gives you your all methods. See, before test method has been executed first, and login with valid execution, it has taken 7.84 seconds, and after it has taken totally 9.2. Fine. If you expand this, you'll see result all passed. Okay, go back to Eclipse. So this is how you can verify your end-to-end test execution, automation test execution reports in TestNG.